Hey, hi, we are at the biodigesters at the Couch Farm, and let's see if there's any gas. Go ahead and press down. And there we go.
Wow.
So there you have it. We have the first flame. Actually, the first flame was this morning when we almost burned your eyebrows, eyelashes, and hair off.
And that was 24 hours after the...
24 hours after loading. So let me go through what this biodigester is. Back up a little bit and you can see, Inas, what this is. And also take a still photograph if you can, because there's the still photograph function. So what we have here is we have a Solar Cities IBC tank biodigester and a Solar Cities IBC tank floating gas holder. And I'm pressing on the gas holder at about, what time was it this morning when we did this? About 12:30 or 12 noon. Yes. We opened the valve after almost burning Bo's eyebrows, eyelashes, and hair off with a surprise flame. And that seems that went out.
Oh, went out.
I'll light a little more, still a little more in there. Let's press down. Let's see if we can, there we go.
Wow.
Okay, so so this floating gas holder is just, so it looks like we've used up most of the gas that's in there. Okay, so obviously this is working and working well. So what we have is we have 3 IBC tanks, and 2 of them are for the floating gas holder, and so we have a top cut off of an IBC tank with another IBC tank of the same size, which has the side lopped off so that rotated 90 degrees it fits inside this water bath here. We've also put some duckweed, lemna, inside, which we hope will grow once we add some nutrient solution from here to there, and that should help prevent mosquitoes from growing in there. So that is the gas holder with a gas in and a gas out. Then we have another IBC tank here, which is the primary Solar Cities IBC digester that we created in 2009 in Cairo, Egypt. And it basically has the 3 standard pipes, the 4-inch feed pipe there using a 110 centimeter or 110 millimeter or 110 millimeter, 11.1 centimeter Abfallwasser tube. That is the whatever, what is Abfallwasser? It's sewage water tube that you can get with a 4-inch uniseal using a 5-inch hole saw. We have the 50 millimeter or 5 centimeter Abfallwasser tube here going in to a 2-inch uniseal and with an elbow going to a collection bucket. And then we have, out of the lid, we have a 1/2-inch bulkhead fitting, and then we have a 1/2-inch pipe coming up, and really it should be larger, but that's all we had. And then we're coming out with a 5/8 inch clear plastic PVC hose. And let's get the lighter out again for a second. You can see, oh, there we almost burnt your eyes
Oh
off
my
again.
God. No tears.
Okay,
A little bit. Yeah.
right, you know better now. Hey, you did burn some, I can smell it.
Yeah, my eyebrows.
Again.
They were,
Oh
they were getting
no.
too long.
Let's
I
do
mean,
it
they
this,
need to go.
let's do it this. This is a great way to groom yourself.
Tears don't. He's scared now.
That must be mostly CO2.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, so we've used it up. All right, anyway, then we have a 3/8 inch hose connecting so that you can get the water out if you need to, and then slip that back in. But what's interesting about this build, like the one we did in Portugal in Tamara, is that we've wrapped it with 2 sheets of about, what is it, 1.5 inch or 2-inch
Yeah, I'd say
styrofoam.
so, 1.5 inches.
And then we're using stretch wrap instead of a window. And on the south face, we have a couple layers of stretch wrap clear. We've painted the whole IBC tank black. And then on the east side, to catch some of the morning sun, and some of the south, because really south is that way, it's sort of at this corner. So we've really got southeast and southwest. That's the orientation here, which works out pretty well. So we've got basically 2 windows of stretch wrap that are doing passive solar heating, with the stretch wrap acting as both a glazing to let the incident visible light spectrum through, then it hits the black surface, transforms into infrared part of the electromagnetic spectrum, which can't get through the plastic sheet because it's opaque. That's a greenhouse effect. That is the greenhouse gas effect. The greenhouse effect. So greenhouse, it can't get through, and so it builds up heat. The top is well insulated. The whole thing is black to absorb those wavelengths of light, and then it hopefully transmits enough to the water so that it can keep the action going. We haven't done temperature yet, but I think outside we're going at about 17, 18 degrees Celsius right now. Maybe
Yeah.
getting up inside to 20, 25, maybe 30 in the daytime when it's through the flash. So we don't know what this is running at, but I'll suspect this is no higher than 20 to 22.
I
Yet
don't
it's
think so.
making gas. And the reason this is working so well and why it's working after 24 hours of inoculation is because even though we put in 2 wheelbarrows full of horse manure that we hand-picked from their horse farm, that's not what's causing this reaction. It is the activated sludge or the sewage sludge from their septic tank here at the house. We put in about 100, 120 liters
I'd
of
say
that.
so, yeah, around that much.
About 6 buckets, big buckets that we hauled out of the septic system. That's the trick for you guys if you want to get this going quickly. I know, for example, our good friends in Syracuse, New York, Dave Blaisdell, has been waiting 5-6 weeks to get his digester working, and he said it's real cold up there, 55 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit up there in Syracuse, New York, and he's been very frustrated. So Dave, if you're watching this, activated sewage sludge, get into some septic tank. Don't worry, it's not going to make you gag. It's not bad, right? Just pulling that out.
Yeah, it was mostly fine.
Yeah, so you just get that stuff out and pour that in, and within 24 hours you should have an active system like we do. And then it'll keep going now if you don't overfeed it for the rest of your life and longer. You can start feeding this now because we have first flame. Just be judicious.
Half a
Start with
bucket
about
a day?
I would start out with a couple of cups the first day.
Okay.
Tomorrow, then go up to double that and work your way up to like a quarter of a bucket and then a half a bucket. And over a period of about a week and a half, adjust it up to that full bucket worth. And then see how much gas we're able to get. But I think that was interesting. It looks like we got about, I would estimate that was about 50 liters of gas that we got today.
Yeah, that could be.
If you think about the whole thing, so if you look up here and you go, this, if it had risen up to here, it would have been basically 750 liters because we cut a part of it off. Then if you say that every one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, take, let's go 750 divided by 4 is about 180 liters basically. So this would be about 180 liters and we had this much. So take that 180 or take 150 and divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's, what is that? 20 liters?
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, it could be 20 liters. It
Yeah,
could
that
be.
was more my feeling.
More like 20. There's still
20
some
to
left
30.
in there. 20 to 30 liters.
You can try to push it out.
Yeah, you want it? Want to relight while we're still here? Because it's still making gas. That's the lovely thing about this. It's not stopping. It's going to work all day and all night. Okay, so here you go. Oh yeah, here you go. There we go.
Just need to make sure that the side stays up.
Yep. Yep. Blip, 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 blip. Yep. It's kind of cool. Yep. Fun with biogas. There it goes again. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now, one of the things I observed in Alaska, we were doing this in the middle of winter in Alaska, and we had 6 digesters, and it was freezing cold in the winter, but they were in a heated room. And outside we had this gas collector just like this, and it just started burping a little flame every 5 seconds, showing how the digester was burping, because they don't produce gas continuously. What they do is they digest and they fart. They digest and they fart. They digest and they fart. And so you can actually observe when the thing is really active after you've fed it a lot. You can observe it. Whoops, went out.
Oh, okay.
Let's light it again. We should be able to observe this effect of the burp. Yeah, where it'll pulse. There was a pulse there.
There's not much gas left in
There
here.
it goes. There it goes. There's that little burp. But see, this is what's really interesting is all right, so if I close this with my thumb and we wait for about, let's wait for a minute. I don't know if y'all can stay. Let's talk for a while for a minute, and I'll bet you there's going to be more gas that's going to come out. So one of the disadvantages of an open tank like this is that in the winter, this water's going to freeze and your gas holder's not going to work, even if this is producing gas. So you might want to put some antifreeze in there. That's
Okay.
right, antifreeze or salt water, but antifreeze works better.
But it will kill the plants on.
It will kill the plants.
Right, okay.
Right, but then you won't have a mosquito problem in the winter, and then eventually it'll degrade, especially if you put living slurry in. those microbes will eat the polyethylene glycol probably. That's be interesting to show. So now when I put it there, let's see if you press down a bit.
Give me a second.
I don't know, maybe we've sort of reached its limit. Yeah.
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay. Well, you'd have to wait probably 10, 15 minutes, and then it'll be
Too
back.
bad. Well,
But we know we've got a really good active digester here, and that within 24 hours. So again, the takeaway is use activated sludge. You want your digester to start working immediately. You have a biodigester. It's called your septic system, and use it and get your thing started. But also, the more microbes you put in of different sources, the better it is. You put in horse manure, put in cow manure, put in alpaca manure, put in guinea pig manure, put in chicken manure, put in your own manure, and just keep giving it manure whenever you want so that you build up lake mud, pond muck. Get those microbes, particularly the archaea, the methanogens, get them in here from various sources, the thermophils, the mesophils and the psychrophils. Get all the different types of anaerobic microbes in there. Get a nice consortia, let it evolve with you, and enjoy it. And it's gonna grow with you and keep on developing. And it's not expensive. It's just 3 IBC tanks. In the summer, you can put a feed pipe down here and put slurry and food into this, and this will be a secondary digester if you wanted to. But it's open. It's not going to get as warm as this. But this one,
and you don't have a food.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't have an out. Right?
Well, you could. What I do is I make a small hole right at the top of this, and I put a pipe here that I can adjust so that the overspill can go somewhere.
Okay,
So
yes.
anywhere along here, you can put your overflow. And then you just put you take a 50 mil pipe and you stick it with an elbow down under the bell here, and you can pour some slurry from there, because the Germans say about 80% of your digestion occurs in the primary digester, but there's still energy in the overflow, so you could put that in here and get 20% more gas. So it's just really
awesome.
And you don't have to do anything to change this. You just take one of those pipes with an elbow, put it down the side because there's enough space here, and then twist it so it goes underneath. Right, so it's just a pipe with an elbow thing, and just twist it under, and then put a Y here so you have some funnel to put it in, and just every time you get slurry out that side, just pour it here and let it go underneath, and do that until the winter. That would be great.
Sure.
But yeah, congratulations.
It's working.
All right. Yep, it's working. We have a successful digester.